Yeah, welcome you all for the session. I am Dr. Karthik, soft skill trainer from Trichy. So in this session, I'm going to talk about the communication. So before getting into the introduction, we are going to talk about the English language. Why English is very important and how communication plays a efficient role in this present scenario. Like that, in today's session, we are going to talk about many things about the communication skill. So before getting into that, we should understand that why in this modern world English turned to be a very important and how we can improve our communication skill in the language of English. Right? Why English is important? English is an international language. It has been globally accepted language where if you want to survive in this world, in each and every part of the corner you can survive with this language. So that is the speciality about that. Even in many of the countries, they have approved the English as official language, and also it being considered as a second language. So like that, when we talk about many things about English, so now don't be fear about anything about the language. Whenever you want to talk about anything, please be specific and try to improve yourself, because the most important for a development of language is self-learning and self-practicing. So what you have to do is, being a human being, you have the power to communicate it. So please, you should think about your communication skill and try to improve yourself. Now, I'm going to cover on the topic communication. What is communication? Communication is a part which has been played by from the sender to the receiver. Communication is all about sharing of information, ideas, thoughts, feelings, and so on. And when you talk about the communication cycle, the communication starts from the sender to the receiver. It is the involvement of two people. So the people who is called speaker, he is considered as a sender, and the man who is called as an audience, when they are receiving a message, and they are called as the receiver. So you should understand the importance of that. So from the sender to the receiver, when you are being speaking about that, you should be very careful about the language. So that's what, where communication should be clear, it should be short, it should be crispy, and it should be understandable. From sender to the receiver, what the message has been given by from the left to the right, it is called as encoding. That is called encoding. So from the sender to the receiver, once you started your communication, that particular communication is called as encoding. And once the receiver receives the message and he understands the communication, and after that he responds to the communication by giving a response or by giving a feedback, and that is called decoding. So in communication, encoding and decoding, both the things are very, very important. Communication should be effective. Whenever we speak something, it should be reachable and people should understand our communication. So that is the main objective of the communication skill. So you should understand the purpose and please keep on speaking it and do it in effective way, because communication is a sharing of information from one to the other. But the effective communication is communication should be understandably, it should be presented to the audience, and again the audience should give a feedback, should give a reply, and that is what effective communication is all about. So once the audience respond to that, that is what the communication plays a key role, and where it is very, very important for every individual to take a part. Now, what are all the communication skill, or what are all the types or components of communication skill? It is called LSRW. So it means all the four skills have been involved in communication, and number one is called the listening, and number two is called speaking, and number three is called writing, and the fourth one is called reading. So like that, the four components: L stands for listening, S stands for speaking, and R stands for reading, and W stands for writing. So all the 4 skills are required for a human being, where it is very, very important to enhance your potentiality towards all the 4 skills. And these 4 skills have been divided into 2 different divisions, where first is called receptive and the other one is called the productive. Here, listening and reading skills are involved with the receptive, that is called receptive part, and speaking and writing, which is called, comes under the part of productive. So once you are communicating, please be cautious in balancing your communication, because L is first, then only speaking. So please understand why always L is first, because listening is all the way to make you to be a good speaker. So if you have been passive listener, you can listen passively and you can get the information, you can analyze, and then you can proceed into your communication. So if you want to be an active speaker, or if you want to be a better speaker, where you should be a passive listener in listening things, because once you listen, you will observe and you will examine, and after that you will make your communication in the best way. So for every individual, if you want to be a good communicator, please be strong in listening, because that is where many of them missing now. Please understand that many of the students and many individuals are where missing about in this part, because they are not good listeners. So whenever people speaks, try to understand, try to observe, get the information, analyze, and then just present your point with the clarity. Clear? Because now communication is not all about keep on speaking. It is about objective. Whenever you speak, it should have an objective, it should have a purpose, it should be clear, where everyone should understand. That is what the power of communication is all about. So please understand that here active listener makes to be a best communicator. So please understand that. In addition to that, reading is the other skill, which is the other receptive skill, where nowadays reading is a habit for everyone, especially for students, and reading doesn't have a age, doesn't have a time, and it doesn't have any limits at all. So you being a human being, you have a power to read. So please read. It may be a magazine, it may be a research paper, it may be an article, it may be in a technical books, or it may be a subject books, whatever it is. Please try to read more, because number one, here you can improve your reading ability by sounding the words. So where you can improve your pronunciation, and second, by reading it, you can improve your knowledge too. So maybe an example I can give, if you are reading a newspaper, where 2 things are possible in that. One is you can get more information, you acquire information about that particular, and second thing, you can improve your communication by sharing that information to everybody. So please understand that where reading makes a man a perfect. So if you want to be a perfect man, make a reading, and please keep on updation, because if you want to survive in this part, I already said communication is most important skill. Without that you cannot survive. So if you want to deliver yourself, you want to give an exposure, if you want to be expressive, you should show, you want to show about to your world, there you need to communicate well. So please make a reading as a habit, as a regular habit. Keep on reading, reading which makes a man perfect. So when you read, you just acquire more information about what are the things you read from the book, or read from the newspaper, or read from the journal or research paper, whatever we can say. But reading, once you read, you never keep it with you. You will try to share it. So once you try to share it, you are sharing information, that is an experience. And then second thing, you can improve your communication level to where everyone is getting interacted with you, so you can be more expressive than others. So please keep on reading. And next two skills are speaking and writing, which comes under the stage called productive. So here in the productivity, yes, speaking is very essential. It is a key for your success. Now, in this modern age, if you want to survive, if you want a job, if you want to earn money, if you want to be a good entrepreneur, if you want to be a good leader, whatever it is, the profession may differ, but you have to improve your communication skill. Without that, nothing is possible. So if you want to be a better speaker, you should practice speaking. So for that, it comes under the skill called productive. So please understand the value of speaking. So where if you want to be the best speaker, you should keep on trying with that. Don't fear. You should try till then you succeed. Right? So for that, speaking, there are plenty of barriers are there. For example, being a non-native speaker, English is not our native language. For us, it is a second language or it's an official language. Sometimes we miss many things too. So there are plenty of barriers are there in that part of the communication. So where number one is called fear, number two is called vocabulary, and number three is called pronunciation, and number four is called the confidence, and number five is called the practice. So these are the problems we can target about the barriers of communication. Now, how to overcome fear? Fear is a natural thing where if you are being keep on fearing about, you should fear about your life too. Because in your life, you have to take a risk. In communication too, there is no limit at all. You should keep on trying about your communication. So there is no fear about that. Because when you talk about your native language, when you are speaking about your native language, your mother tongue, you never have any fear about in speaking. That is an example, best example. Even though whether we are being following the grammar or we are following the strict rules of anything, we never stick to the rules. So we keep on speaking, whether it is right or wrong, whether it's effective or ineffective. We never have fear about in speaking of mother tongue. Like that, English is our non-native language, so there should not be any fear about the language. So please understand that it is the best example for you to overcome fear. Because whenever we are speaking on our mother tongue, we never have any shy, we never have any nervousness, and we never thought of any fear at all, because it is our language, it is our people. So we are being keep on communicating like that. Even we make many mistakes, we never understand it, but we just keep on doing it. Like that, English is a non-native language for us, and it is an international language, it is an unknown language, so nothing wrong in trying that. Clear? So please keep on trying about that. Because if you start from the beginning, if you start with all your inputs or with all your efforts, automatically it will elevate you to achieve your success. Now, to get succeed, you should overcome fear. Fear not only for the communication, it's for your entire career too. If you have fear in your life, you cannot improve yourself. So, overcome about all your fears. Try your best. Keep on doing in your things. Right? And the second one is called grammar. Now, again, grammar is the heart of the language you can know about. But more than that, there is nothing wrong in English in the initial level. You can try without grammar too. Because when you are applying the grammar, are you applying the grammar in your native language? We never. If each and every language has its own grammar, it has its own structure. But we never apply everything in perfectly. Now, it is postmodern English. This period is called as a postmodern period of English. Here, if we are being, you can speak without the grammar too. So nothing wrong in the beginning stage. Without grammar, you can be able to speak. So don't look about the grammar in the initial level. Once you start your confidence, once you start you feel about everything, yes, it is positive, it is great, then slowly you can turn up and applying the grammar then and there, and please do it with your updation too. And that's what you have to do it. Because in your language skill, grammar is important for all languages. It is not only for English. Each and every language has grammar. If you want to apply it, it will take time. But in the beginning level, being a beginner of the language, there is nothing wrong for you to apply these things. Even without grammar, you can try. But for that, you have to speak. You have to open up. That's what you have to try it. And the third problem I have been quoting about vocabulary. Yes, in most of the time, we are familiar with only the English words. Please understand that even we are communicating in our native language, even we have been using our mother tongue, most of the words what we are familiar is only in English. Like board, chalk, lights, switch, bus, bus stand, car. These are all, most of the words are in English. So, you are already familiar with the vocabulary. So, you have been strong in the vocabulary. There is nothing wrong in using all the vocabulary because you are already familiar with most of the words. In the beginning, you can try with these words. You start on practicing and slowly you can improve by reading too. That's what I already said. Reading is an input skill where you can read, you can analyze and you can make it to sharing your communication too. That will give a great exposure. Like that, in the beginning level, with these vocabularies, you just keep on trying in your speaking. And once you want to be perfect, then you can try your best and you can make it as a perfect communicator. Right? And the fourth problem, pronunciation. Now, even many of us are from our own, what we can say, we have been coming from our own state level education. Right, so we have our own mediums. According to the Karnataka, they will have Kannada, and according to the Andhra, they will have a Telugu, and in Tamil Nadu, we have a Tamil medium. Like that, we are getting education through our own mother tongue medium too. So here, once being an Indian, already the survey says that our pronunciation is openly acceptable in all over the world. If an American speaks, no one can understand. If other native speaker, British people speaks, no one can understand. But once an Indian speaks English, everyone can understand because our pronunciation is much standard and we are very slow in communicating and also we have a clarity in speaking. So please understand, already we are in the above level. So already we have a sound pronunciation. If you want to be perfect, if you want to get the sounds more effective, then you can follow up the any other American English or British English because already in global level there are two types of Englishes. One is called American English, the other one is called British English. But we have our own Indian English where it is openly acceptable because we have used the grammar properly, we sound the language clearly and our voices have a clarity. So already the research says we are good in that. So what you have to do is, if you want to be more perfect, you just keep on doing practice about the sounds. You can pronounce each and every word. In the beginning, you will feel the toughness, but once you start as a practice on reading words and speaking words and making the words loudly, it is an easy step for you to improve your pronunciation too. Right? So, in India, being an Indian, you should be proud that you have a good pronunciation. So, be confident. The last point I want to say, be confident. Clear? So, if you have confidence in you, because the motivation starts from you. The confidence should begin from you. Feel the confidence. Breathe the confidence. That will give you all the pleasure and all the goals to achieve in your life. So what you have to do is, you just keep on practicing. Language will come. It will take time. It may come in a day. It may come in a week. It may come in a month. Even it will take time, more time too. So don't worry about the results in the beginning itself. First you try. Let you try and then you proceed. You practice. You do what are the things are required for that. Because imagine, if you want to be a perfect cricket player, you need a practice. If a batsman should practice with the defense and you have to attack with the attacking shots and they have to sharply look at the ball like that, practice makes everyone to be perfect, right? For a communicator, it is the same. So what you can do is you can try your best and you just keep on practicing, because of all the problems, what I said, the 5 problems of what you should hear, the fear and grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation and confidence, all things which will be a barrier because of one common problem. It is called a mistake. Clear? So in this world, to err is a human. There is already a proverb is there. Each and every human being will do the errors. They will do the mistakes. The mistakes are not a mistake. Understand that. If you are being a learner, if you want to assess yourself, you want to understand your development, if you want to analyze how you want to be, then you have to apply the mistake. You have to understand the mistakes, because each and every mistake is called as an experience. And now, if you want to be experience yourself, you should learn and you should accept it. So once you started accepting the mistakes, then you can understand what is wrong in that, how I can rectify it, and what I can be perfect. Like that, once you started for the rectification, automatically you start to develop yourself and your communication start to enhance. So if you want to augment these skills, do the mistakes, understand why the mistake happens, what I should do, because doing mistakes is a part, nothing wrong with it. But once you want to improve it, you should rectify the mistakes then and there. Then only you can understand your position, where I'm standing and what I have to do, right? So like that, you just keep on trying about all your communication skill, and once you started come out of all the barriers, once you do these, apply these things in your life, and I believe that you can be the best communicator too, right? I hope that the session was lively. I hope that you will enjoy the session. Thank you all. Bye bye.